This was our planet 20,000 years ago. Massive ice sheets covered the north, a world locked in a lasting winter. Let us look at the data.
Quick question. What if the last ice age just never ended? Not a nuclear winter, not some disaster, just the natural warming that ended the ice age on our Earth about 11,700 years ago doesn't happen. The ice sheets don't retreat, they stay.
Earth 70. The one where summer never showed up.
Welcome to Earth 70. Here's the file. On our Earth, around 9,700 BCE, the planet comes out of the last glacial period. The Younger Dryas ends, temperatures climb, ice sheets retreat, and the modern climate we know settles in. That warming is basically the starting gun for human civilization. Agriculture, permanent settlements, all of it happens because the climate stabilizes. On Earth 70, a slightly different ocean current pattern keeps that warming from fully kicking in. The ice sheets hold their ground. Northern Europe, most of Canada, huge parts of Russia, still locked under ice indefinitely. So the question isn't, does humanity survive? It's, what does civilization look like when it never gets the memo that it's supposed to warm up? Let's start with what actually works, because there's a genuinely interesting case here. With the northern hemisphere locked up, human civilization concentrates hard around the equator and temperate coastlines. Think the Nile, the Indus, coastal West Africa, Southeast Asia. These regions were already major cradles of civilization on our Earth. On Earth 70, they're not just early, they're basically the only game in town for millennia. That concentration actually accelerates certain kinds of innovation. When almost all of humanity is packed into a narrower, livable band, you get faster cultural exchange, faster trade, faster tech sharing, because everyone's neighbors instead of spread across a whole planet. Agriculture still happens, it just centers entirely on regions with reliable warmth, so techniques like irrigation and crop rotation get really sophisticated, really early, out of necessity. And weirdly, less competition over resource-rich frozen land means fewer of the specific territorial wars that shaped a lot of Northern European history on our Earth. Different set of problems, but that one's just gone. Now here's where it gets rough, because humanity survives and humanity thrives are two very different bars to clear. With most of the northern hemisphere off the table, permanently, you're cramming what would have been a planet's worth of population growth into a fraction of the livable land. That means resource pressure, water, farmland, space, hits way harder, way earlier than it did on our Earth. More competition for less land tends to mean more conflict, not less. So while you avoid some specific wars, you likely trade them for different ones. Territorial disputes over the good land instead of the frozen stuff nobody wanted anyway. There's also a huge one, an entire category of human technology, cold weather survival, insulation, large-scale heating, eventually things like industrial-era coal and steel production that originally scaled up in colder, resource-rich northern regions, either doesn't develop the same way or develops way later, because almost nobody's living there to need it. And global sea levels stay dramatically lower, since all that water's still locked in ice. Different coastlines, different ports, entire trade routes that shaped our Earth's history just don't exist in the same place. Here's the twist though. Eventually, and this takes a long time, humans do start pushing into the ice-adjacent regions. Not because the climate changes, because technology does. On our Earth, humans adapted to cold environments early, out of necessity, since the ice was retreating and opening up new land gradually. On Earth 70, humans get there the other way around. Advanced equatorial civilizations eventually develop the surplus wealth and technology to push into the cold on purpose, engineering their way into places nature never intended to be livable. Which means, when humans finally do colonize the frozen north, they're doing it with much more advanced technology than our Earth's ancient hunter-gatherers ever had. It's less gradual migration following retreating ice and more controlled, engineered expansion into hostile territory, centuries or millennia later than it happened for us. Quick file dump. The ripple effects here go deep. Domesticated animals. A lot of our Earth's key livestock, horses, cattle, came from temperate and northern grassland regions. On Earth 70, humanity's stuck domesticating whatever's available near the equator instead. Completely different relationship with animals, transportation, and agriculture. Mythology and religion. Without vast, mysterious frozen frontiers to the north, an entire category of beyond the known world folklore, the stuff that shaped a lot of our Earth's early myths, just doesn't exist the same way. Different unknowns get mythologized instead. With humanity packed into a narrower band for tens of thousands of years, instead of spreading across a whole globe, genetic and cultural diversity develops in a completely different pattern. More contact, more blending, earlier. And here's a fun one. Skiing, sledding, literally all winter sports.
On Earth 70, those aren't ancient traditions. They're a recent invention, born out of engineers finally cracking how to survive up there at all.
Here's my honest read on Earth 70. A permanent ice age doesn't stop human civilization, it just compresses it. Faster cultural exchange, faster agricultural innovation, earlier advanced river valley civilizations. Genuine upsides. But it also means harsher resource competition, delayed technological categories, and an entirely different, more difficult relationship with the planet's usable land. It's not a worse Earth or a better Earth, it's a tighter one. Everything happens under more pressure, in a smaller space. Some historians on file argue that pressure would have actually accelerated human technological development overall, necessity being the mother of invention and all that. Others argue it just means humanity spent thousands of extra years fighting over less before ever getting the chance to expand. Both are on file. Neither one is a clean win. So, no thawing tundra, no retreating glaciers, no starting gun for civilization the way we got it. Just a smaller world, packed tighter, figuring out how to survive. One warm strip of land at a time. That's the file on Earth 70.
I'm Steve, and I'll see you in the next universe.